All right, I think we can get going. So welcome and thank you for joining this webinar hosted by Azimuth. I'm pleased to have you all on this call. I look forward to kind of using this format on a more regular basis, as it's a great opportunity to continue engaging with investors and shareholders. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Jonathan Rosset, and I'm Vice President of Corporate Development. On the call today, we also have Jean-Marc Lulin, President and CEO. Today's event will start with a short presentation of Jean-Marc, which will summarize Azimuth's current exploration plan schedule for this field season. After his presentation, we'll have a Q&A session. You can ask questions in the Q&A function available on the top of that Teams platform. And we'll address as many as we can. With that being said, I'll turn it over to Jean-Marc.
Thank you, Jonathan. Good afternoon, everybody. As you know, Azimuth is advancing, and we started as a project generator. Now we have a more advanced exploration project in our portfolio. And this is a very interesting phase for us, which is not fully represented in our share price today. But this provide us the confidence that we're on the right track with advanced exploration project. We're essentially focused on two key gold discoveries, on the Wabamisk property and on the Elmer property. Most of our projects are located within the James Bay region in the mid part of Quebec, and where we have a resource on the Elmer property with a Patron deposit, and we are concurrently advancing the Wabamisk property with the Rosa zone and the 14 zone. What is interesting with this region, it is highly accessible with a quality infrastructure, as we will see it in few minutes. Azimuth is advancing on its own, 100% own project, Elmer and Wabamisk, and also is concurrently advancing project with partners, namely KGHM and Sequem on the nickel front. The idea this year is to drill as much as possible on the Elmer project, Wabamisk project, and Kukamas. What is interesting with Azimuth, we started discovering on a regular basis each year. This started in 2020 with the Patron gold discovery at Elmer, in 24 and 25 on the Wabamisk property with the 14 and Rosa zones, both for gold, 14 for antimony gold and Rosa high-grade gold system. In 24, we made the high-grade nickel discovery of Perseus on the Kukamas property. And these four properties are concurrently advancing this year. Just to summarize the capital structure, Azimuth benefits from strong shareholders. Agnico Eagle owns 11% of the shares. Centerra Gold is another strategic investor with 10%. All the Quebec-based institutions form a core part of our shareholders with 16%. On the true retail base account for more or less 30%. And this provides the ability to create value for the shareholder at the point we deliver critical results on our project. The financial situation of Azimuth is good. we have in order of $10 million in shares from PMET and Lyft, and a working cap in cash in between $5 to $6 million. This provides us enough capability to advance our exploration program this year. Azimut has 100 million shares outstanding, which represent a very low share dilution rate through time, considering our 40-year existence on the market with no rollback. Now, to present the gold project, Elmer on Wabamisk. This is a view of the current stripping work we are conducting on the Wabamisk property on the Rosa zone. Every day we are receiving new pictures confirming the extent of the Rosa zone discovery, as you will see in few slides. Briefly, the location of both Elmer and Wabamisk. These two projects are highly accessible in the western part of the James Bay region. We have roads, power lines, airports, and what is really important, a very good relationship with the Cree First Nation. The Crees are definitively supporting the mining activities in the region. We are hiring Crees enterprises, Cree people, and with a bad relationship, it's impossible to do anything. But in that case, it is working very well. The Elmer property is covering a greenstone belt. The property has a 43-kilometer strike extent. In mid part of it, we made the Patron gold discovery, where we have a resource. Immediately surrounding Patron, we define a number of high-grade target zones, which remain quite partly drilled, which still that we are still considering as underexplored. And one of the objectives of this year program is to further advance the definition of these target zones by mechanical stripping, mapping, extensive sampling, and this will lead us to define a follow-up drill program to validate those targets. What is characterizing Elmer? We have a complete database, and now it's the time to further assess at surface, but this will essentially help us to define a substantial drill program later this year. The idea is to drill and drill and drill again Elmer to uncover a comparable zone as the Patron discovery. We still believe that Elmer has much to deliver with additional drilling. This is the location of the drill targets immediately around the Patron gold zone. What is interesting in the case of Patron, the shape of this deposit is not limited by barren holes. It's clearly open both sides to the west and to the east. And it's the spirit of the intent of the program we already started. So far, we drilled 10 holes for 5,600 meters. There is still, the program needs to be completed later this year, but we are confident that this may open up the shape, the size of the Patron deposit. This may lead us to reassess the mineral resource estimate, and if the results are warranting this, we may be ready to move ahead with a preliminary economic assessment for this zone. This views some pictures of the camp and of the drill site. In the case of the Elmer project, we can work on a year-round basis. It is easy accessible even by road. We have one bridge or two bridges which allow us to access on a year-round basis to the project. Now, the other key project we're advancing at current time, it's a Wabamisk project that we recovered from Newmont following 17 years of partnership. Wabamisk is owned 100% by Azimut. The main progress we made since we reactivated exploration on the project are the discovery of Rosa, a high-grade gold zone, on 14, an antimony gold zone. What is interesting, there is an emerging 30-kilometer long trend which may link Rosa with 14, with some significant extension east of 14. The work we have conducted over the past 2 years are simply revealing the full potential of the Wabamisk property. We strongly believe that there is much more to be discovered along this 30-kilometer trend. Now, we started to recognize the value of already known targets where we were unable to put any drill target on them. But with Rosa on 14 discoveries, now we acquire more confidence about the value of all the surrounding targets. Rosa is good by itself, 14 is good by itself, but now the current challenge through the work we're conducting is to further advance by doing mechanical stripping, geophysical work, geochemical work, prospecting, additional targets in order to drill them later this year. This is a slide showing the 14 zone. It has been recognized over a 1.8 kilometer strike. We're talking about a very substantial drill intercept in antimony. Some of the holes are also presenting gold grades over a significant width, and we're confident that this zone is still open along strike, open at depths. In that case, it was a surprise, but by drilling in the vicinity of 14, we discovered an unexpected gold zone just 100 meters south of the red line, which is the main 14 zone. This orange line is a gold-only zone at relatively presenting high grade up to 6.2 grams per ton over 2.5 meters, close to 5.7 grams per ton over 6 meters. And this was a complete surprise. Again, this southern gold zone is open along strike and open at depths. This means that by starting to drill 14, we have been able to uncover an unexpected gold zone south of 14, of the main 14 zone. And again, this scenario can be reproduced along strike. For the Rosa zone, just to mention that it has been discovered less than 1 year ago in July 25. It is interesting to mention that the Wabamisk area has been explored for the past 90 years by 12 different companies. And by simply prospecting this area of the project, we uncovered a gold-bearing ridge with a lot of VG along a 200-meter strike. This means that, putting the Rosa Zone discovery at the scale of Wabamisk, this means for us that the overall project is still largely underexplored. We can discover much more in between Rosa and 14 and also east of 14. The project is still largely underexplored. We can discover much more even by conducting simple prospecting. At current time, Rosa has been recognized by drilling over a 1.4 kilometer strike, with some of the holes delivering good gold grades over significant width. The best hole so far is 46.4 gram per ton over 3.5 meters. Just by considering the drill spacing, it is wide open along strike, wide open at depth, but also one open in between the holes. We are just uncovering this zone, and much more drilling is clearly warranted to further define this gold-bearing system. It's the reason why we decided to conduct a systematic mechanical stripping program, which is, uncovering a continuous quartz vein system at surface. During the last winter season, we decided to extend the IP survey further west, and now we have added a 1.5 kilometer strike of strong IP anomalies, which needs to be prospected, stripped, and drilled. And this will be done later this summer and later this year. Overall, starting from scratch less than 1 year ago, now we have a robust gold-bearing zone, which may reach up to 3 kilometers in strike. This is a view of the good hole 40 with a 46.4 gram per ton over 3.5 meters, related to small quartz veins, but very high grade. And this system is continuous along strike and continuous at depth, open at depth. Here are the views we just received from the camp. Every day it's progressing, and this will lead us to do a lot of channel sampling at surface, and this will help us to define the right drill pattern for the next drilling phase. The black stuff are strong tourmaline alteration. And we know that tourmaline is a pathfinder for gold. All these outcrops are not sampled yet, but for sure we will increase our confidence in the gold system. We are very confident to be able to further define the gold distribution at surface just by adding more channel sampling. And this will help us to define the right drill pattern for the next drilling phase. Again, new stripped sectors for Rosa. Saying that, what is important to consider when we return to the scale of the Wabamisk project? Rosa is good, 14 is good, but in between now we are recognizing robust targets over a 30-kilometer trend. At start, we were unable to put any value on those targets, but now we know they are correlated with Rosa and 14, and this is providing the right level of confidence to conduct systematic prospecting and also mechanical stripping in all these sectors in between Rosa and 14 and east of 14. You know, the soil anomalies that we see on this slide are well correlated with IP anomalies in the slide at the bottom. Again, the IP anomalies in that case are well correlated with soil anomalies, exactly the same pattern we recognize at Rosa on 14. And in our view, this gives us a real chance of making, over a short period of time, additional discoveries at Wabamisk. We don't know yet where the center of gravity of the system is, but we are confident that we're in the process of uncovering a real district exploration play on the project. For the nickel project, the nickel part of our business has been optioned to partners. We have a large strategic alliance that we signed last month with Soquem, and we are also advancing a discovery we made on the Kukamas property with KGHM. Location of Kukamas in the northern part of the James Bay region. It is surrounded by 27 red dots, which are the targets we have just optioned to Soquem in the framework of the Northern Nickel Corridor project. And we are concurrently advancing these two projects, which are 100% funded by our partners. To summarize what our exploration plans are for 2026, of course, we have a very intense exploration phase at current time by concurrently advancing 4 projects, namely Elmer with mechanical stripping, extensive sampling of prospective targets along strike with Patron. We are advancing Wabamisk with systematic mechanical stripping, systematic channel sampling at Rosa. And of course, this will lead to an optimized drill campaign later this year. We're also advancing Kukamas. We will start drilling very soon on the project. We will provide much more detail within the next few days. It's a very substantial program. Essentially, KGHM has earned its 50% interest, and now they are moving ahead with their second option period, with the objective to deliver a preliminary economic assessment within the next 3 years. And also, we are advancing the Northern Nickel Corridor project with Soquem, with a large-scale airborne survey to confirm the targets, nickel targets at the regional scale. This is a short summary of what we do this summer. Of course, we are excited. We believe that we are we will generate many new results, which will be converted into a consistent news flow later this summer and during the fall season. And thank you for your attention, and we're ready to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Jean-Marc. We've got a couple of questions to get going. If people want to ask more questions, there is a Q&A tab within the Teams platform. Just click on that and type your question in there, and we'll try to get through as many as we can. The first one I've got here for you is, do you have an overall budget for 2026? Kind of give me an idea of how much is being spent on each project versus partner spend.
Yes, the overall budget will be in order of $12 million. This include about $5 million provided by our partners, so QEM and KGHM, and $7 million spent by Azimuth, both on the Wabamisk and Elmer project. Of course, for Elmer and Wabamisk, these projects are 100% owned by Azimuth, and according to the progress we are making on both projects, there is some flexibility, and we may decide to put the focus on one project eventually, either Wabamisk or Elmer, depending the early results we are receiving. Yes, there is some flexibility, but overall, in order of $7 million.
Okay. Can you quickly summarize expecting news flow? I guess we did the first part of the drill program at Elmer. Can you give indication as to when results will be published on that?
Yes, at Elmer, we drill 10 holes for 5,600 meters. We're expecting the results within 1 month to 1.5 months. And of course, we will make a press release to report the results. Essentially, the results we expect will help us to define the second drill phase later this year. Again, at Elmer, the idea is to further advance at least 2 multi-kilometer scale targets, one located north of Patron, the other one located west of Patron. The field program we are conducting now, again, may help defining drill targets. Depending the results, again, we're a result-driven company. We will optimize the drill program to be conducted later this year according to the current field phase. The news flow will be fairly consistent. We expect news from Elmer, from Wabamisk, especially from the Rosa zone. There is another zone, we didn't talk about it, but immediately south from Rosa, there is an historical gold showing or gold zone called Dome, which clearly warrants much more attention. And this is we're not dreaming. This is strongly supported by what we foresee in this area. Again, we are very confident to be able to deliver a number of press releases related to the progress we are making at Wabamisk. First Rosa, maybe Dome, maybe 14, and maybe the eastern part of Wabamisk on the Wabamisk East project.
Okay. Since you're mentioning
Kukamas by itself is funded by KGHM. We will shortly announce the program in much more detail.
Thank you. Someone is questioning why we're not more aggressive in drilling Rosa. So what would you answer to that? What is the reasoning behind
Okay. Yeah.
the
I
current
really
program?
I really like this type of question. Of course, everybody wishes to be aggressive, very aggressive. Now, the key point, you must be aggressive at the right place. Honestly, given the size of the target zone we see at Wabamisk, of course, Rosa is very good, but we don't know yet if it is a really best place to go. Before spending a lot of money at the wrong place. I'm not saying Rosa is a wrong place, but maybe it's not the best place. And maybe with a small, within a relatively short period of time, with a relatively small amount of additional money, we may be able to produce much more results, which will lead us at the right place or at the right places along strike. On Rosa, maybe is the right zone. Okay, we can be confident that we may reach the resource stage at Rosa, but we foresee much more very good targets at current time. It's our professional evaluation as exploration geologist.
Sounds good. Question here in the Q&A tab. There is I guess we mentioned there is an overlap between the gold targets and the lithium targets on Wabamisk East.
Yes.
Do you want to share some more picture or color on that?
Yes. You know, Wabamisk East, by conducting basic exploration work on this part of the property, this led to discover a huge pegmatite field, a lithium-bearing pegmatite field, a huge one. At least 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers with clean spodumene, very little other minerals, huge spodumene crystals, high grade, large, extensive pegmatite bodies. And we started to assess the target with Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto left for corporate reasons, not related to the quality of the target, but very close from the pegmatite field. We already knew, gold targets which were poorly assessed. And at current time, with the progress we made at Wabamisk with 14 on Rosa, we decided to first assess the gold targets, which are very close, in some cases, few meters or few 100 meters from the lithium target. And we have to just make our own opinion about where sits the best potential for an economic discovery.
Okay. While we're on the subject of Wabamisk East, there was a small drill program done with Rio Tinto last year. Do you want to share some timeline toward a potential press release on that?
Yeah, again, in few words, we clearly validated by drilling what we already knew at surface. For us, it has been a question of priority. We will release the results. For us, it's not material considering the overall scope we have on the Wabamisk project. But of course, we will make a press release to report those results, which are encouraging. but again, it's not our top priority at current time. It's part of our history of discoveries. Now we have to really prioritize where our focus is. Clearly at Wabamisk, on Wabamisk East, the focus is put on gold, not on lithium, but we keep the lithium story alive. But it's just a question of putting the right priority at the right time.
Okay. If anyone has any more questions, they can ask them in the Q&A. Otherwise, I'll just do one more, and then we can wrap up this call. It'll be a tough one, Jean-Marc. Azimuth is near its 52-week low here. What do you think is going to change the dynamic?
Okay, we're not afraid by a 52 weeks low. We're not afraid at all. I would say this provide an opportunity for people believing in Azimuth. We are a very serious company, technically driven, with strong project, a very good exploration team, experienced people, seasoned people. We are well funded. The risk factor is controlled. The market is a market. There are some people recognizing the value, the fundamentals into the company. The gold price decline, etc., etc. We know all the external factors which may have influenced the share price of Azimuth, but our business is advancing as usual with a strong team, with strong partners, with strong properties. This may create an opportunity.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for today. So thank you very much to everyone who joined. I hope we can do this again in the next little while. It's a good chance to get Jean-Marc in front of everybody and talking about the project. So yeah, thank you very much. And feel free to reach out to us directly if you have any further questions.
Thank you all.